Jordan, reveal your secrets right fucking now, bitch.
There it is.
Welcome to D&D court, Jordan. You're on stand. You cannot lie.
If you don't reveal your secrets, you're not coming to the cookout, Jordan.
Oh, well, hi everybody.
Swear on the player's handbook right now.
Or the KBBQ.
I don't have it up here. Anyways, hi everybody. Welcome to
Just put it on your screen.
Welcome to Ampistrano, where the chaos is happening already, and I'm here for it.
Let's go.
I am the storyteller, dungeon master, producer, D&D Jordan Lee. We're going to do a quick go around, then we'll get into announcements, and then we'll get into this show, because it's going to be great. We're going to go to throw it over to Duval.
Hey everybody, my name is Jacob Blick, Duval King Jacob, wherever you can find me. I use him pronouns, and I'm typically the Dungeon Master, well, not typically, I always am, the Dungeon Master of Duval and Dragons over on twitch.tv/so-many-games. I'm also a co-founder of the Amphitheater, where we do a lot of shows, and I'm doing a lot right now. This particular week is, because I've been out of town, has been particularly light, so that was pretty cool to be chill. So I'm ready to go for today, where I will be playing Weldor. He also uses he/him pronouns. He's a total life cleric, and he's awesome.
Hell yeah. Thank you so much, Duval. And Sin.
Hello, my name is Sin Ziek, of the he/they pronoun, playing Blackstone of the they, but probably he is fine pronoun. Bringing you Sunflower Sunshine, and of course, your weekly reminder that if you want to improve someone's day, you really could just go to kofi.com/D&D Jordan Lee right this second, and or go to Patreon, where in addition to making Jordan happy, you can get fair to DM things.
That's true. And we mean Dungeon Master. Let's clarify. Dungeon Master. With that, thank you so much, Sin. Robo.
It's me, Robo Goblin. You can find me at TTRPGifts everywhere. I use any old pronouns, and today I'll be playing Toby, who uses he/him pronouns.
Awesome, thank you. April.
Hello, hi, I'm April. You can find me everywhere as April Raygun, and I'm playing Aurea, the monkey moon fairy. We both have she/her pronouns.
Fantastic. Fair.
Hi, I'm Fair. I'll be playing Deodora Shadesun, your battle master fighter. Our pronouns are she, her. Jordan, release your fucking secrets.
Awesome. Before we dive into our episode today, we do have a couple of quick announcements. Actually, in regards to our Patreon, because we just had 2 developments while we were all doing shenanigans off stream. So I'm going to throw it to April and then Robo.
Trade you secrets.
No.
I'll tell you my thing if you say your thing.
Unmuted?
Yes. Hi. If we get to 20 subscribers, I'm going to run a Good Society one-shot with all these fine folks. And it's just going to be really messy and really Bridgerton. So please donate, because I want to see these people all go read and see Era Romance.
Awesome.
I will.
Go on, Robo. Sorry.
Sorry, I would romance the fuck out of Duval. I don't even care.
Yeah.
Donate
Do we even need a game?
Hey, make that happen by joining our Patreon, as well as
Duval
Robo.
said that could be today. Hello?
Yeah.
I know.
Immediately. That could be this episode.
Weldor is available.
We don't romance the big bad.
Yes, exactly.
Why not? Let's make it fun.
Incorrect.
Yeah, I realized as I said that was 100% wrong for this group. But
So yeah, if you get to what's after that, 25 subscribers, I'll run a Spelljammer one shot with all these fine folks, and it's gonna be Galaxy Quest and Treasure Planet based.
I love both
game.
of these things.
Lamia saying always romance the BBEG. Amazing.
I can't wait to see you guys romance, because I don't know who the BBEG is.
That'll be great. Is there anything else before we dive into this episode?
yeah, Duval's a liar.
Okay. And without further ado,
I love that I stole the heat from Jordan. That's amazing.
That's what you're my big brother for. Let us go beyond the veil.
That's why you're related, because you're both liars.
Beyond the
You
veil
liar.
of Ampistrano.
But
I'm not
Liar,
a liar,
Butts on
but
fire.
liar, liar,
Back on
butts on
that.
fire.
Wow.
I am a very truthful butt.
So,
lies.
Children, we are. Children.
when last we left our adventurers, they had set out from Illipin and headed westward towards the Genora wetlands. Their journey hit a snag as several thieves stole into the camp on their first night and took several items of gold and a pearl. The group quickly followed and apprehended Anders, Gerald, and Thomas at the cottage of Ursula, a mysterious being that seemed to have taken a particular interest in the pearl. After a small scuffle, an agreement was made, and the party would go and retrieve from the nearby ruins the thread from a bone weaver. Over the course of the journey to the bone weaver's den, it was discovered that the dwarves had stolen out of the desire to save their sister, Carla. Weldor was also found at the ruins, seemingly petrified by basilisks. Upon being freed, the group caught Weldor up to speed about the events in Lyros and what has befallen Greenwich and Pithyweather over breakfast. The group then delved into the ruins and silently treaded into the bone weaver's den. After some very careful planning and execution, they were able to retrieve the thread and speed out of there with several weavers in tow. The group made it back to Ursula, where the pearl and thread were exchanged, along with some words of warning from both Weldor and Ursula. As Weldor exited the cottage, Oria took a moment to connect with the pearl and saw wings, and that is where we pick up. The sun has dipped below the tree line as a cool breeze greets all of you. A couple of crows call from above. It's nearly nightfall. Oria. Everything becomes muffled. It reminds you of that moment just before you fall asleep, where you're both aware and unaware of what's to come. Your vision dips and you are laying in a field just outside of the citadel, the 3 moons shining fully, watching the people of Lornan mill about and settle into their houses for sleep. The teal and blue wings come into your view as a small butterfly flutters in front of your eyes before landing on a blade of grass by you. Well, I guess it's good you've got the pearl back. You heard this kind of voice from around you.
Oh, I check my pockets now, terrified that I got stolen from again.
You have your pearl and all of your items.
And I look around, and I stand up and see if I can find the voice. Which I'm assuming is a lady. Wait, do I know the voice? Have I heard the voice?
No, the voice is not one that you've heard before. Sounds young. If anything, why don't you roll a perception check for me, please?
Perception. That'll be an 11.
Okay. No one else is in the kind of woods where you are, minus this butterfly, which kind of is just sitting on the blade of grass in your direction. And every now and then, as it was talking, the voice, the wings were moving in and out like someone was breathing.
Okay. Who's there?
Well, all I think you need to know is I was the one that held that pearl before you. I was the holder, if you want to put a term to it.
I forgot. Who did I get it from? What's the teacher?
Miele.
Miele?
Yes, Miele gave you the pearl, but didn't tell you anything in regards to the history of it.
Yeah. Do you know Miele?
I do.
Are you the butterfly?
And at this point, it kind of flutters in front of you, just kind of dancing upon the breeze. It's a pretty crystal clear night. Right now, this is the most easy of the forms. It's taking a lot of my magic to be able to talk to you.
Why did you keep the pearl when you were a butterfly?
I wasn't always a butterfly.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I was like you. One that was sent from the Citadel to do explorations and such. But I'm from a different time. But my memories and all of that are entrusted within this pearl. Who
Pull out
are
the
you?
pearl and I kind of look at it. Oh, can I insight check the voice to see if it's an actually nice voice or if I should be worried about this voice?
Sure.
Weldor doing some dream magic.
Sure.
Well, that was a nat one.
They seem
natural one.
interesting, different.
Oh, well, I'm Aurea. But you just said you would like me, so you already know who I am then.
Well, I know your name is Aurea, but who are you really?
I'm Aurea?
And at this point, you see like the teal wings kind of for a moment pause. And for a moment, they go into like a midnight blue and then back to the teal. No. Okay. When people ask who you are besides your name, what are some other terms you use to describe yourself?
Well, I think this is kind of what this trip is about, is I'm trying to figure that out.
Are you sure about that?
I punch things very well.
But is that all you do?
Well, I can fly to the detriment of some others. What else can I do? I can find my way to the Vale. I can take care of my friends.
Can you?
Sometimes. Not Cal.
Hmm.
But that's because they throw themselves into danger, and they're very squishy and they run forward.
And what is it that you are doing out here? Not here in just this space, but in Ampistrano.
Oh, well, I'm traveling. I'm doing the thing we're supposed to do before we get our assignments. I'm exploring the world, learning about different cultures, seeing different worlds. Maybe I'll find a dragon. I heard there was a dragon.
There's definitely a dragon out there. Well, are you excited about your assignment? What it could possibly be?
It's the next thing I'm supposed to be.
Why is it supposed to be?
That's just the way things are.
The voice kind of gets thoughtful for a moment. Just because if that's how they've been, does it mean that it has to be?
Well, if I don't go back, then I have risked the chance that my sister's not properly protected. So I must go back one day.
Sure. But you said yourself that you protected your friends. What's stopping
She's
you
also
from...
my friend.
Sure. What is stopping you from protecting your sister? Were those dear to you?
Because I'm not there right now, but I'll go back eventually.
Sure. You seem to really hate that lady that you got the pearl back from.
She was very rude. And a liar.
But why do you
Well,
hate
not
her?
necessarily the latter. She depended a lot about semantics, and I think people who depend a lot on semantics are not usually the best people, and they do that because they like to manipulate people, and it's not fair.
Sure.
Except for Gerald. All the rest didn't deserve to be manipulated.
Certainly. Okay. I was just curious.
Oh, okay, well, cool. Ori looks really confused. She's not used to, like, deep philosophical questions. They don't really ask them that. If you're
Sure.
not a cleric, you're a monk, you hit things, and they just teach you to hit things real well.
Are those thoughts that perhaps Oria would be thinking in her mind as she's kind of processing this conversation?
Yeah.
Okay.
And just, Oria has always... She's, like, 19. This is her first adventure out. She's never really thought about herself outside of what she had to do.
Sure.
And as soon as she found a friend out in the wild, Deodora, she just followed Deodora. This is what she does.
Sure. Why don't you roll a quick wisdom save for me, please?
Oh no! God damn it, Weldor.
It's not Weldor.
Hashtag trending worldwide.
Well, that's a 7. I'm doing
Okay.
real well today.
This time the voice comes from your mind. You know how it is when Blackstone sometimes uses telepathy to kind of transfer these thoughts. You're very intriguing, Oria. You have a lot of promise. I just hate to see you stuck behind those barriers of what people are telling you should be. And I'd like to see who you would allow yourself to be. And not use those bonds to define you. But I think you're doing well. But you're holding yourself back.
And she's just gonna kind of stand there, not really knowing what to say back to a voice in her head. It's not Blackstone's voice or Cal's, and those are the only two voices that show up in her head, so she's kind of confused.
Sure. The butterfly will take to the wind and kind of come near you and lightly kind of press on your cheek for a moment. Okay, and then quickly takes off to the sky, where you see it kind of heading off into the light of the moon, which seems to blanket your vision. And at this moment, you're back. At this point, probably everyone at the group is staring at you because the rest of you saw Oria kind of stare off into space and then all of a sudden go.
Deodora's
I think
doing
that's
that thing
normal.
where you wave in front of somebody's face to get their attention. Just hello.
Ah!
Are we fighting?
No, sorry. Puts her arms like down and holds them down. That was a butterfly in a field. It was talking to me.
Did I see this butterfly?
You did not. No.
I wasn't here. For a second I thought I fell asleep. I was somewhere else. And it was talking to me. It was judgy. It was very judgy. It was a very judgy butterfly. But then it was in my head. Blackstone! Blackstone, your volume's down. I can't.
Increasing my volume output.
Thank you. Oh, sorry. Can you see what I saw?
No. Did you want to show me something?
Oh, yes. Can you look into my head and see what I saw?
Well, very well. And
You know about magic things, and it was a magic-speaking butterfly.
magic, you say?
I mean, I don't know other ways that butterflies talk, so I would assume it was magic.
May I roll an Arcana to see if that magic residue is in the area from whatever Ori is describing?
Sure.
Okay. That is a 17.
17. The magic. Oria, what color is the color of your soul? I know I've asked this before, but I've forgotten.
It matches her wing, so it's like a reddish-brown fall type color.
You see a reddish-brown color surrounding the pearl, kind of lighting it up. And it's very faint. Honestly, it's hard to see at moments because it is fading so quickly. And it's in the last kind of lights of the sun as it's setting around you. But there are hints of teal and silver and white that are around this pearl. Everything seems to have been by the pearl. And to go back to the original reason that Oria was checking this pearl, Ursula did not touch it, and she did not use it.
Blacks, they said that they had the pearl before me,
Interesting.
but then they were a butterfly now.
So it looks like this isn't necessarily just a magic thing. This is I guess some of this might be a spiritual thing.
Do you think someone's spirit is trapped in the pearl?
Not necessarily, but maybe that's
Okay.
how they were trying to reach out to you, which is interesting.
Do you think we can use spirit magic our spirits to communicate?
I haven't tried it before, but I don't see why not. Well, I guess that's technically not fair. I did try to use that to talk to Sam, but and then you see Blackstone just kind of look at Oreo for a second with a bit of a head tilt. I feel like given your background, you might know more about that than me.
And I'm going to try to talk to Blackstone with my spirit. Just be like, hello!
Okay, go ahead and make a spirit roll.
Forgot how to do that.
It's a +4.
D20 plus 4.
Let me see if I can help out with whatever you
Ah.
plan on doing. And
Alright.
he'll cast guidance on Ori.
What's the guidance?
D4. Not a
D4.
D4.
Ooh. 26.
Okay.
Goddamn.
As you are extending your spirit to outreach to Blackstone, what does it look like?
Because my wings are always moving. They start fluttering faster, and like the magic and the red, brown, the colors of the wings kind of like, like in like the what's the good movie or good description, like when things kind of go fuzzy and watercolor,
Yeah.
but just around my wings as the magic is going towards Blackstone,
Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
and like
And
flapping waves.
can you repeat what you were going to say using
Hello?
that extension? Blackstone, you hear it clear as day. But it's not like using telepathy. It's strange. It's coming from your kind of chest cavity. It's the voice of Oria. It's very quiet. It's a whisper. But you still hear it. And in that moment, Oria and Blackstone, your souls have connected. For the briefest of moments.
Did it work?
I would say that your mission was a success.
Does that mean now we can all talk to each other from anywhere? If we just think really hard?
I guess there are ways for us to test that out. And, well, the sun is going down and we do have time. What kind of experiment could we use? What is something that is far away that you would want to communicate with right now?
Well, there's lots of people I know. We could try to talk to Sam! They're the only person I can think of that's far away that it wouldn't involve a lot more questions if I communicated to any... Oh, no, I forgot to check in. Oh, that's beside the point.
You forgot to do what?
Oh, I'm supposed to check in with the Fairy Council like every few days, and I forgot to do that again for an X amount of days. I'll do that tomorrow.
Are you sure? That sounds important.
That's fine. They're used to this. But I can't, unless we can think of anyone else who we all know or would know. I was trying to think of someone we all knew.
Perhaps Deidre?
Also fair, they're both in the same place. Well, I suppose here's what I normally do in these moments is I think it's a bit less like thought and a little bit more like a very strong expression of something that I want.
Could we use it to talk to other things? Like Toby's friend?
Who?
My friend?
Don't you have an owlbear mount as well?
Yeah.
That is traveling with us?
Yeah?
Okay, April was real confused for a second. I was like, I thought there was a big owlbear that travels everywhere with
Okay.
us.
Scarlet with the candlestick in the dining room.
Okay, April,
That is your
I knew what you meant, but
Yeah,
at the
same.
same time, I was like, is there another person here that we were told about? Did we meet somebody that Toby knows that I wasn't around for? 'Cause I don't remember
Well,
missing
just
an
use
episode.
Gerald,
but
because if anything goes bad, it won't matter.
we really want to connect your soul to Gerald.
No, someone else. would
Okay,
do- No,
then.
but could we talk to Toby's owlbear companion?
I
With
guess.
this way.
Oh, actually, you could. That is possible. That is something that I have experienced with Corbin. It was a very interesting thing, but it also caused Corbin a considerable amount of strain.
Oh, so we probably don't want to do it to animals.
I don't know how that varies from animal to animal. Well, Weldor, Toby, you two are kind of connected to natural things in after a manner. Do creatures in nature have spiritual energy? And if so, how much?
As far as I know, I don't think there's a limit to their spirit, but and also, as far as I know, the only creature I have ever connected spiritually is Bolita right here.
Are you familiar with the ability or magical spell, either speaking with plants or animals?
I've talked to animals before, yeah.
It's I'm not super sure if it is souls connecting, but I've often speculated that it felt like that.
Yeah. It feels like that, yeah, exactly. But it's like, okay, so what happens is, the first time I bonded with Bolita, I just went to a different place. I think like my mind was there in this different place. It was really beautiful. And I saw Bolita's true form.
What did that true form look like, Toby?
Hang on, let me just fix this real quick.
Are you in a field of some sort?
It was more of a... Yeah, it was a room. It was really beautiful. There were stars all over the place. And Jordan, remind me, how did Bolita look like?
An elven humanoid. It was hard to decipher specifics. They had a horn kind of in the middle of their head, white hair, wearing kind of white robes with feathers on it. We're working on an image. I'll be
Okay.
sending it to Robo. But just very different than the owlbear that's in front of all of you.
Okay.
And I'm imagining in this moment, because it makes sense to me,
Interesting.
and Blackstone, you can let me know if this is incorrect. You would have the telepathy up, so as the image of this is popping up for Toby, in their mind, it's popping up in all of yours with what it looks like.
Okay, before we
We can
do
make that
that,
happen.
yeah. So before I actually say that, I start like doing minor illusion of just the face of the being I saw, and this was the first time I've ever seen Bolita as this, but I knew it was Bolita. Like I just knew. Does that make sense?
Makes perfect sense to me.
After I met her, it sounds like you saw her in her true form. That's kind of neat.
Bolita's he.
Oh, my apologies. I don't know how species for these things work.
Robo was saying, you know what?
Who's Robo?
The fourth wall. What is that?
I have to be honest, I don't understand anything that just happened. I'm just gonna go lay down. Actually, while they're having this conversation and like low key maybe an existential crisis, it sounds like
It's escalating that way, huh?
yeah. I think, Deodora being Deodora, she's just like, okay, well, I'm just gonna try connecting to Sparky right now. Make deep eye contact. No, I'm kidding.
Deep, long
Long eye contact. No, but I do think that is involved, like just making eye contact, like sitting with him, like maybe even like having him in my lap and just sort of like trying to connect with him on. Thank you, Cooper. You're doing a great job.
He's connecting. It's working.
It works.
It's working. Yeah. Okay, and I add +2 to that. Oh, I dropped my die. Oh, it went somewhere. I don't know where it went. I'll just use it. 15.
Thank you, Brett. So Sparky is kind of teething at your glove as you're kind of connecting in that moment. And it's very faint. And honestly, it reminds you of kind of lightning in a storm. It's not that there's a lack of spirit. It's definitely there, but it's not stationary. This is a spirit that is lively, that is used to shifting between the worlds of in and out, and everywhere in between. So you are able to connect for like the briefest of moments, and you hear a tiny voice just say, "Huh?" before like it disappears out. And Sparky is like kind of stopped mid-chew on your glove, and it's just kind of staring up at you with like almost galaxy saucer eyes up at you, just like, huh.
I think I just cuddle him. And maybe I don't think I say anything to anybody, just because this is like I don't know, they're having their conversation. I don't want to interrupt, but that was like just a really nice moment.
Sure. I'll say at that moment too, the three dwarves are standing kind of awkwardly by, and sheepishly Anders has kind of stepped over by you, Weldor. This is really cool and all. I understand if you have other things that you want to do, we can figure out, Carla.
Not that I have or want to figure out anything else. It's you really haven't given me much of the info.
Yeah. She's been a bit sick. We're not
Where is
really.
she?
Our farm, which is not too far from here. That's why we were working with Ursula, because we were hoping she'd be able to help, and she did a bit, but it's what, unfortunately, we got everybody else involved in this mess. We weren't able to pay for a cleric to come in, and a lot of druids don't really come by the area, especially with the festival now being done. And he kind of gestures over to Diodora, who's having this adorable moment with Sparky. She's very wise. She mentioned that perhaps you may be able to assist.
Just nods. I think sounds like a farm trip is on the way to be happening for you then.
It'll get you back on the main road. I'm not sure where you all were heading, but it'll probably be the most quick way.
Well, hopefully vibrant. Am I familiar with this farm and if it's off the beaten path?
Why don't you roll a history check?
Oh no, I'm not good at those.
But that's okay. You're gonna get a good roll.
Yeah.
Nope, no, I'm not. 4.
There are a lot of farms you go by, and
City.
usually when you were kind of on your trek to visit with Deidre, looking at the farms is the lot. Like, you moved to the wetlands for reasons. You're not a big fan of dealing with a lot of animals all the time. And this one in particular, with their names, nothing's really standing out to you. There are a dime a dozen in this area.
I'll leave you to leading me in that direction if you don't mind.
Sure. And he kind of just gives you like this bow. Gerald is kind of kicking rocks behind him, kind of doing that awkward.
You don't need to do any of that. That's that makes me mighty uncomfortable. I haven't even done anything to help you yet.
It's just we've caused a lot of trouble and we feel bad. Don't we, Gerald? And he looks over at the bald one who just kind of huffs.
I mean, I'm all about respecting your elders, but I appreciate it. You have a good heart. I can tell.
Thanks. Trying. Well, if we're gonna go, and he kind of is sheepishly looking at everybody who's having these like intense conversations. I don't want to cut them short, but we should probably get moving before it gets dark. And then we have to deal with wolves and the like.
I don't think. Can I looking around everybody?
Sure.
I'm not really all that concerned, if I'm being honest. We got a mighty fine crew here.
Sure. But
And speaking of,
Those wolves.
and not to mention, you still have my knives. I will want those back at some point.
yeah, I'm not really good with the whole blade thing, so I really would like to give these back to you as soon as possible.
Oh, okay, I'll take them now if you don't mind.
Okay. And he'll hand over the daggers. That's all. We're anxious to go back to see how Carla is too. That's all. And I'm sure you all want to get on your way.
I understand.
I have ideas and hypotheses. I think it's time for science.
Why am I both alarmed and intrigued at that?
Because science is alarming and intriguing. I think... Oh, is this what it's like? Interesting. I think I would like everyone's help for this. So, I know that about this time of the day, Deidre would be in her garden and having a bit of tea and possibly dinner. And I know where that is precisely. Let's try to see if we can reach her.
I think that would be mighty nice.
How do you want us to help?
Also, if it feels anything like this just felt, she may not be accustomed to it. So
Actually, I think
I should not enjoy this mischief in the way that I am about to. But it is mischievous and I do enjoy it.
and I think you might be surprised.
Okay.
Back in the days of our on the road, in many cases we had a telepathic bond between all of us. So it wouldn't be too surprising for her to receive a message in this way.
This is good to know. Okay, so how do we, like, what do we do?
Well, I think you've already painted part of the picture. Maybe we just need to complete it. What does it sound like? What does it smell like?
Well, a bit
Can't hear
earthy.
you. There you go.
A bit. I was just processing things. I just didn't think. A bit earthy, floral. Probably a light bit of dust in the air. It is the most calm she is most of the day. So it also feels peaceful, welcoming.
Do you recall what kind of flowers were in bloom?
She keeps a lot of them.
Daffodils?
Daffodils, were those in season? Possibly, but I don't think so.
Maybe then tulips, or those beautiful pink roses. They have a very specific smell. Very sweet.
That sounds like something that she would have, but the smells that I'm the most familiar with from her office are from her teas, because she always has one. Some kind of rooibos, some kind of hibiscus. Always one of these things. She likes them because they taste good and they smell nice.
Yeah, they do. I'm particularly
I
proud of
suppose-
those.
I suppose since this is a group thing, maybe we should all, I don't know, hold hands or something.
Yeah, all right. I reach for everybody's hand.
Oria holds out her hand.
Walter does the same.
Theodora steps up to the group and holds out her hands, Sparky on her shoulder.
All right, so we're just thinking about Deidre then, and the sounds, the smells, and everything we can on that specific location, right?
I try to imagine the entire party as a comet flying from where we currently are to Deidre's office. And like the comet of the tail of the comet is really long and is like multicolored. So you have like everyone's spirit energy at the end of it.
Okay.
Yep, we're Power Rangers, definitely.
I was gonna say
100%, yeah.
Sailor Moon, but sure.
Also, these are all things that work.
All right. Why don't all of you roll a spirit check?
I'll cast guidance on
Where's
myself.
my?
Oh yeah, let's go. How do I calculate
8.
that for me?
For you, Eldor, it's a +3.
Got it.
That's an 18 for Theodora.
Okay.
12 for Oria.
Okay.
19
22.
for Blackstone.
For Waldora.
1922, Toby.
I rolled a 4.
Oh. Okay.
I think I was just thinking about the flowers.
Okay.
Not gonna
And
distract
Deidre
you.
specific.
Checks out.
Totally fair.
Toby,
My
can I take
bad.
the shape of an owl bear in the middle of this flight?
Hmm.
What would I smell in her office if I had been an owl bear at the time?
Would it be more pungent? Would it be less pungent?
All of you focus for a moment, holding hands and trying to reach out. You can envision her office. Now, at this point, many of you have been in several times. Instead of connecting for the briefest of moments, you see her sitting in front of her fireplace, having some tea, having some dinner. She seems to sense something because she looks up and then seemingly goes back to her dinner. And in a moment, that vision is gone. All
I
of you
think we
see
did
that.
it. Oh, sorry. I think we did it.
Seems we manifested something quite special.
But did she hear us or see us or how did that work?
We didn't say anything.
Sort of like
We
an
should have
odd, warm
agreed on a thing to
crosswind.
say together, so we
Yeah.
said the same
Maybe
thing.
should have just said hi.
Yeah.
That seems to work very well.
Pretty soon.
Yeah.
We did all just to kind of agree to spy on her, didn't we? And not say anything.
Suppose we did.
I mean,
I was getting ready to say hey, but then it sort of bubbled out.
Remember that day when y'all and I met and somebody was spying on us?
No, I don't believe I do.
No, that's sorry, Welder, you were not there. We were traveling back
Did you
to.
forget which lackey you hired to spy on us that day?
Oh, wrong accent.
So, Pettyweather was actually spying on us. I think it was Pettyweather, but was this the same energy? Was this the same type of interaction we had? Spiritual, or was it more of the arcane type?
If I recall correctly, I believe it was more of an arcane thing.
Knowing what
yeah, I
know,
think
that's
out of
something
character, I
matches.
think it was like a scry. Or
Yeah,
I
okay.
thought it was arcane, not.
That seems to be Pithyweather's for lack of a better term, weapon of choice.
Certainly. Makes sense from what I know.
Well, it seems like we have learned a very important thing, so the next time we can send a message. But also, if I'm not mistaken, our fellow travelers here have stated that they have a place that they wish to go before it gets dark. So,
Oh, yeah. Are we going to this farm to try to help their sister?
I certainly
Yeah.
would like to.
It'd be appreciated.
Nobody's asking. No. All right, let's go.
God damn.
We're willing to we're willing to help everyone but Gerald.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that.
I think I like lean over to Ori and say, I think by helping the sister, we're helping him by proxy.
We've just doomed the sister then. No, we're going to help. We're going to help. I look at the other two. I just don't like that one.
All right, so let's go.
Okay. All of you start to follow Anders, Gerald, and Thomas out of the woods. You're trekking for a bit. At this point, now the sun has dipped below the horizon. Evening is starting to settle in. But the environment around you, you did not wander too far from the path. Changes, shifting from the kind of winding trees and dead leaves to more of the wheat, some of it more dried out, seemingly needing to be picked. But it's not long before you find yourselves walking down a lane towards a dilapidated farm. The wheat, you can tell on either side, has rotted, withered away, and in portions of it dead. There's a sign at the top that the words are largely scratched out, but what language does everybody speak? Just so I know.
Druidic and Gnomish.
Common
Aquan.
and-
Good.
as a common and primordial.
Common primordial? Okay.
Common, Elvish, and Halfling. I don't know why I took Halfling, but I'm really excited about it.
I love
Aquan, Celestial, Common, and Draconic.
it. Got it. Okay.
I speak Common and Gnomish.
Okay.
Hey, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been both. Okay.
In Gnomish, the farm sign reads...
Well, I can't read though, so
I
why
know.
don't I answer?
Oh shit! That's right.
You can comprehend
Speak Gnomish,
Gnomish.
can't read.
You just can't read it.
But would Deodora know what Gnomish writing looks like?
yeah.
Or is it all just scribbles?
It's
It's
all-
got a unique
this
style.
This is Gnomish scribbling, whereas there's Common scribbling.
Oh, this is Gnomish scribbling, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's yes. At the top, it's largely worn away. Like the wood itself seems to be dried and kind of scratched out. Perhaps some kind of creature might have gotten it. You do see that there's several vultures and crows that are kind of resting on the top of this sign.
Can I mend it?
Yes, you can mend it.
I'm going to bend the sign.
Okay. Which the wood kind of rejuvenates a bit, and the sign comes back together a little bit. The sign reads, Hope Farm.
Hope Farm?
Hope Farm.
And it's Gnomish, right?
It is Gnomish, yes.
Okay.
The kind of wood on either side, the fencing, you can tell that this farm is nature and time have not been kind to it. And all of you, I'm not going to make you roll, can sense there's just this overpowering cloud of dread and death that has just been kind of sitting on this place. This is the epicenter. They take you past this barn. The doors are kind of ripped off the hinges. The red paint is largely rotted away. You can still see in the fields, like, there are some goats and some horses that are eating some of the dead grass. They're not looking amazing, but they are fed. For all intents and purposes, they are fed. The actual farmhouse itself, it's a 2-story building. It's got a porch out front where you can see that there's several rocking chairs. There's a heavy coating of dust, and you can see that there are spider webs on it. The door to the actual house is locked up, so it looks like they did at least lock everything up before they left. But Anders, you see, takes out a small wooden key from his pocket to undo the lock and open it up. Do you follow him?
Are there any, aside from the goats and other animals, are there any other sounds of people or anything like that?
Why don't you roll a perception check?
I get advantage on those.
Could I also do a perception or even like a survival check just to see like what's up?
Yeah.
21.
Can I use Sparky to give me advantage?
Yes.
I'll do survival, and that's also 21.
Okay.
Fucking gang.
So I'll do this. So what specifically were you checking for, Theodora?
Just like, cause it's all kind of creepy and whatnot, just maybe any signs of like, like, I guess that something happened in this area.
Sure.
You know, like any sort of like battle, or even like maybe even something like magical, or just maybe, you know, tracks that would explain, like, give me an idea of what happened in this place.
Sure. Okay. So with the 21, there wasn't a battle that took place. From that survival check, you can tell the layering of dust. This has been sitting for several weeks. And while it has been pushed because of weather changes, the rain, the wind that has blown through, it's largely been neglected. You can tell that the animals, they're surviving fine with what's left behind. But they haven't particularly been cared for. Like a couple of the horses were close to the kind of gates as you all approach and kind of skittishly ran off. Just haven't had a lot of that kind of connection in the last few weeks, so they're kind of in the fight or flight. It seems honestly like it's just something happened, and which could very much be the stuff with Carla, and then all their focus became on Carla and less on the farm. The farm kind of froze in time. Toby, I will get to you in one moment. I want to resolve Duval's role. With the 21, you're listening in and you can hear the vultures circling. You can hear the crows cawing. And from above, it's very faint, but you hear this coughing from the window. Like if you're facing the door, there's a window up top on the second story, and there's another to the right. And you can see this one, every now and then there's a subtle white curtain that kind of peeks out. The window's partially ajar to kind of let in the air a little bit, but there's this very faint coughing.
It's
Toby.
on the air.
You wanted to do something?
Yeah, but Welder, are you going to say something?
Feeling like death is on the air. Toby, do you have anything that sense the affliction of nature that we're seeing here? Perhaps find a source, or see if it's connected, perhaps, to this illness I hope to resolve.
I'm not sure. I just feel a lot of chills. But let me just... And I just try to cast Druidcraft on the area here and to see if it makes the flower, just any flower bloom here.
Okay.
Let me just cast Druidcraft.
Your magic takes the air. What are you druid crafting?
Just looking around and seeing like the flowers around me, or if there were any flowers before, and just try to, if they're like died, the flowers are dead here. I'm just trying to make one of them alive.
Okay. You do see that there are some sunflowers that are kind of dotting around the house, bordering it. Your druidcraft takes, and you see it vibrantly coming back to life, but almost immediately as the magic takes, the sunflower dies. You can see the green just immediately almost being shoved off of this flower as it wilts immediately.
Wow. This is the first time I've ever seen that. Welder, I don't think this place is... Something is trying to suck up all the nature here.
Sense of corruption, perhaps?
Yes. Ooh, okay.
His name was Anders, right?
Yes,
that right?
Anders,
Okay.
Thomas, and Gerald are the three brothers, yes.
Let's see your sister. I think we were either right on time or he just kind of trails off.
When did this happen? I turned to the dwarves here.
It's been a couple of weeks. We've been
But-
trying to do everything we can.
But how did this, how did you notice that something was doing this? Did you bring anything? Did you talk to any of the Fays or...
Not that
Not
I know
faith.
of. It's
Did you...
been about 3 weeks. So, I mean, a lot of the time, you know, folks were getting ready for the festival and heading that way. We were doing our own celebration here. Clara was
Get any weird
out.
deliveries?
I'm sorry?
Anything? Did you get any weird deliveries?
Not that I know of. Clara was out picking flowers one day and then literally within 24 hours was sick. And
Can you
then,
show us that location?
sure. Let me just run in and check on Clara real quick. Gerald can, or Thomas, actually, he looks over at Thomas and said, do you mind taking, I'll just make sure that Clara's doing okay.
I'll step in with you and take a look at her.
Okay,
Yeah, can I also come in too?
sure.
Can
Yes.
I insight check the story?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do that too.
Ooh, nice.
Y'all just walking in after people saying
yeah,
someone's
like,
hurt.
hey, what's
No,
up,
you're right.
man?
You just
You're right,
picking
you're right.
flowers. She got sick. We don't know what happened. Come in our spooky cabin.
Dirty 20 on insight.
God
Okay.
damn it.
Don't worry,
10.
I got you, boo.
I
got you,
can't
boo.
roll well today.
I got it. 26.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but you're not going to tell us if they're bad.
Yeah.
All part of my plan. I
This is
actually
the
cursed
lair.
April's dice last week. Anyway,
I trust him. I'll go to the location where the flowers were.
Okay. We'll catch with you later, but just be careful.
How far away
course.
is the flowers location?
It's not too far. And Anders kind of gestures, and you see kind of, honestly, you can tell where their land starts and ends, because the vegetation goes from dead to slightly less dead to vibrant. There's something strange. And he gestures towards as he's looking at all of you, it'd be your left, his right, through the wheat fields. You can see that there's a small dip and a bend where there's portion of the river kind of trickles into a creek. It's probably about like 30-minute walk if you're walking really, really slowly.
Lead the way.
Okay. So checking in. We have who's coming in to check with Anders on the sister. Okay. And then the rest of you, did you want to proceed before Toby and Weldor, or did you want to wait out?
I kind of thought that these
Like
were maybe
separated.
happening simultaneously.
I agree.
Cool.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure for order of things.
Party split. Party split.
Hell
Party
yeah.
split.
Party split. Okay.
Can I ask something?
Yeah.
Before? How are the our familiars looking?
Familiars are fine.
Great question.
Familiars are fine. Sparky is blinking in and out a little more than usual. It's almost like his connection to this kind of area is a little bit harder.
Fucking Sparky. I love Sparky.
Your owlbear is a little bit more sluggish. Corbin is, you can hear him snoring behind your ear. The little fan has, like, the only reason you notice is because the fan that he uses to do that while you're traveling has stopped, and it's kind of in that awkward, like, almost pushing uncomfortably against your neck. Like a little needle kind of against your neck. Yes, Oria.
When I want to try something
Sure.
weird in a minute after you're done
Okay.
explaining some stuff.
I'm here for it. But yeah, no, everybody, all your familiars are just, they're fine overall, but something is definitely messing with some things.
Okay.
I think seeing that, I will put Sparky back in his little bubble.
Okay.
Because I know, at least in there, he would be a little bit more protected.
Yep. He goes right to sleep. He's comfy. You know, it's a silence, and it also helps put them to sleep for a little bit. Yeah.
I just pet Bolita like a tiny bit, and like I just tell him, protect them too, please.
Kind of.
You just
Yeah.
I'm going to see if this, like, the energy that we're feeling in this area with all the, like, lack of life and things like that
That's
feels like running into that big crystal thing.
I was gonna pull a trick about this energy too.
Well, do the both of you want to co-op on that real quick?
High five.
Tag team.
Actually, Blackstone, you said you wanted to try science, right?
Oh, well, most moments are good moments for science.
I don't know if this will work. I've never tried it before, and this could go spectacularly bad, but we can if you would like to try. I could see if I could pull you into the veil with me. There's a lot of things dead, and usually dead things go to the veil, so I thought maybe if I popped over, I could see something different. And I don't know if maybe if I'm holding on to you, I can drag you with me. Or you could die, or maybe your arm will fall off, or maybe nothing would happen at all. I don't know. I've never tried this.
Well, if it does make you feel better, I'm functionally immortal, so we can definitely try it.
Do you want to?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna grab Blackstone. I'll use a key point, just like, ah! The flurry of blows myself into the veil. Well, I can't do it without, like, I gotta activate
yourself
it.
to go into the give me to the veil.
You're like,
What's
I'm just
happening?
like,
you're like vibrating like the
air.
Flash. Like the Flash. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's roll a d20 to see if I do anything bad with it.
So funny.
I don't want
I love you all. This is
Yeah, this
I need
is
to roll
so
d20.
good.
I don't want to roll in here anymore.
The kind of questions you don't think you're gonna get.
I did. That's how you play the game, man.
Fresh new dice right out of plastic
I love it.
Oh boy.
that I can't open the plastic. My dice tray is missing. We're just gonna do this all
Just
over.
everything's just gone to hell.
15, so we do go back. We do poof.
Okay. Poof.
Well, I poof. I don't know what happens to Blackstone.
We're about to find out.
Blackstone, go ahead
Yes.
and roll a Constitution savings throw.
If failing the saving throw means I poof, I'm going to choose to fail.
No, it doesn't. So
Do you die or not? That's what we're about to find out.
Okay. Hey, don't worry, I have Revivify as long as you have the body.
You know, just pulling your friend into the afterlife, that's just a normal Tuesday.
The con save is, in fact, a 7.
So
Okay.
it don't fucking matter.
you're going to take. You do poof, along with. But you take 21 points of force damage as you're being kind of shoved into this pocket dimension with Aurea.
You said 21?
21.
Okay.
It's fine. You're not hurt. Don't tell Mom. It's fine.
Well, that was only somewhat unpleasant, but at the very least, the, magics of Weldor were very helpful in this situation.
I'm sorry that it hurt. I didn't know what it would do, but now we're here, and Jordan, what do we see? Anything different? I'm really excited that someone else got to come to the Vale with me.
So,
Wait, actually, if I can ask this question?
Yeah, you haven't been here before.
What does this actually look like?
sure. So around you, it's different than the last time you were here, Aurea. Before you, there were stars. There was a clear line, almost like a comet, of where you stood in Lady of the Vale. Stars are still around you. In fact, there's neither a ceiling or a floor. You're kind of just floating in this expanse. There's not a comet. And in this moment, you can see that there are stars around you. But you also see that some of these stars are dimming. And falling.
This is not normal, Blackstone. It's normally full of stars. It's beautiful. This is not good.
And to answer the other question, which I'm assuming is coming, you do not feel the presence of the Lady of the Vale at all.
Wait, what?
In this area, you do not.
Okay. She's not here. The Lady of the Vale's not here with us right now. And I don't know... because I can poof into a different area. Oh man, I'm gonna drop... I would have to drop Blackstone on this. It's gonna hurt him again.
Why don't you both make a perception check for me, please?
15.
23.
Okay.
So glad I brought someone with me.
You both see it. The stars are falling. But not like shooting stars. It's almost like someone cut the cord and all of a sudden the light dims and it just falls. But they're not just falling into random areas. They seem to be getting caught onto a current. And slowly going into what appears to be, for a moment, a black hole. To you, Aurea, that's what it looks like. To Blackstone, you see this large black shape with a purple tinge on it. And then all of a sudden, a bright yellow eye opens up as the stars are moving into it. I need both of you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
22. Mine was a natural 20.
Okay. Both of you, you find yourself shoved out of that pocket dimension. And both of you take 12 points of spirit damage.
With a natural 20?
With a natural... Oh, no,
I'm
no,
not a
you would
spirit.
have that. You would
I'm
have that.
done.
Sorry. Half that.
Okay.
Sorry.
Actually, no. I rolled a 4. I'm dead again.
You're at 16. You're not dead.
Oh, I thought my spirit was a 4.
No,
From
you're
last time.
plus 4. Your overall spirit is
No,
at
babe,
16.
When you roll
Y'all
spirit,
are-
you add the
Yeah,
new
it's
number to
added.
your total.
Oh,
Yeah, I marked
thought
it
it
in your
was the...
sheet.
I thought it was just that 4 was my new number.
No. So you have a plus 4
Because
to
my
your
sheet says
checks.
12.
You're-
Oh, it says 16. Okay.
Yeah, I
Oh,
added
that
it
was
to
cool,
16 because you
cool.
rolled a 4. Yeah, so you are not dead. You're in a lot of pain, but you're not dead. You feel very weakened.
Okay.
Like, it's honestly, like, it reminds you of when you've had those training sessions with me, LA, and the group, and you've had an intense training. You're exhausted mentally, physically.
Does it feel anything like when the stone thing did it?
It does.
Okay.
Exactly.
That is a feeling that I am very familiar with because the crystal used it on me.
Yep.
And I
Oh,
go,
yeah, we both had it, so good.
and I go, Aurea, do you remember when we first met and we were in the, I guess, something like a dungeon, and the crystal used a force on me that, well, rendered me unconscious for a time.
Like it did on me when you had to leave me behind?
It is that force at work here.
But that's not supposed to be there. That was never there before. I've never seen that there. It's not supposed to be there. I've never not felt her. I've never seen that as I point towards the direction it happened and knowing it's not there.
Well, I imagine if she's not there, then that must mean she must be somewhere doing everything she can to keep the place from collapsing altogether.
We have to stop whatever that was.
Blackstone just gives you like a firm nod, like absolutely that.
That's just Toby standing next to us.
Right, like, well, there was like, what
Theo-
happened behind me?
Theodora,
Huh? Theodora's just.
Yeah, it would only be like 6 seconds in real time.
I would be wearing a mask at the moment.
Thank you, Lamia. I'll repeat it. So the both of you bamfed back. Felt like a couple of minutes to Ori and Blackstone. A couple seconds. You know what I'm saying. Anyways. They both look exhausted. As Oria's kind of talking and making that gesture, there's a shakiness to her hands. She is barely kind of standing up, is kind of teetering. Blackstone, while wearing the mask, you can see the mask itself is kind of shifted slightly. And
I would say the color in his eyes might be a little bit dimmer.
yeah,
at the
dimmer,
moment because
as
y'all
well
are
as you
used
can
to
see
seeing
there's
those.
little droplets of water that's actually coming off of Blackstone's automaton body. And instead of kind of holding themselves upright, is slightly hunched. Thank you, Lamia, by the way. Is slightly hunched, almost like they both just took massive blows to the chest.
I think seeing this, when they blink back in, Theodora immediately goes to Aurea and will give her a shoulder to lean on, like sort of putting an arm around her and helping her stand.
Seems that we have a hunt on our hands, Theodora.
A hunt.
To Theodora, Ori's gonna keep kind of just muttering, she's not there. I don't know where she is, but she's not there. She's not there.
The crystal, the entity that lived in the dark crystal that was eating all the life force, has somehow made itself way here, and more importantly, has also seemingly made it into the place that Aurea comes from.
Can I run to them and try to summon my owlbear to just the healing spirit, sorry. So it's a wooden statue of an owlbear, and I just cast that in front of them, hoping that it helps them a bit. And you just see the the wooden statue of the owlbear, and it's radiating like warm energy around you, and you all get 3 points, 6 times. So 18 health back.
You will get half that.
Fudge.
So, if I didn't take any physical damage, I get nothing.
Yeah, you get nothing
Okay.
if you didn't take any physical damage,
Okay.
which
But that's
Blackstone
good
took
that we
force
healed
damage at
Blackstone.
least, but
Yeah.
no. So you'll take half of
Least-
that back, Blackstone, of the 18, so that'd be 9.
Okay.
So
So I think I missed something. Did Toby go outside?
Yeah, so we were right walking into the house, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I'm imagining this is happening before the group split up.
Oh,
Okay.
Like, you
Okay,
probably
yeah,
go to
that's why I
walk
was-
off, we pop
yeah,
out,
like hang
and
on,
pop
hang on,
back
hang
in.
on.
Okay.
I got one last thing.
Right
That's what I
before
was
you get in.
envisioning.
Okay, got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
you'd see us pop back, like, right before you went inside the house.
And what happened? What did you see?
It normally, I go to the Vale. That's where it's what we were trained to do, and she's not there. The Lady of the Vale's not there anymore. The Goddess's death is not watching or here.
and a malevolent entity, which seems to be, for lack of a better descriptor, opposed to life as we know it, is in there wreaking havoc, and we can only surmise is the reason for all of this. You may want to.
Yes.
Does this feel familiar at all to Weldor? Has he run into an affliction like this before?
Roll a history check.
And when I have the chance, Ori is gonna just like get up and fly to the end of the edge of the death,
Sure.
and pop back in again.
Okay. You're gonna
I'm
try
testing
to
to see-
pop in and out again?
I'm testing to see if it's this area,
Sure.
or if I can reach her outside of the bad place. Like if I can get to where
Sure.
the grass is good again.
Okay. What did you roll? Well done.
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Go for it.
That's much better. That's a where'd it go? 19.
It takes you a while. You have, after all, 40 years of adventuring behind you. But then there is a moment of clarity. Similar thing happened just before Pittyweather defected from the party. But not on this kind of scale. It was much smaller. Instead of an entire farm, it was like a chicken coop. A smaller kind of, like I'm using that as an example, but it was a much smaller kind of space.
Look at all those chickens.
that was being impacted. It's strange. But yes, you've experienced something that you never necessarily found the root of what was causing this. But it wasn't long after that Pittyweather defected. Oria, you take off towards the death, outside of the death rather, and are going to try to blink in and out. Okay. Go ahead and roll. You are muted, love.
I don't know if I should use real dice or digital dice.
It's up
None of
to
them are
you.
doing good all of a sudden.
I said I cursed everything. I don't know what what do I need to tell you?
Gonna burn down my house to get rid of the curse.
Lord.
Whew, that's an 11. I do blink, but
Okay.
barely.
Okay.
Woo!
You blink. You're in a different area. You can see in the distance now, like 5 or 6 miles away, those stars. Not as many, but a few of them are falling. You don't see the black hole that you saw.
Can I feel her at least?
You can feel
know.
an inkling of her presence. She doesn't seem
Okay.
as present in this space, but yes.
but it's more what I'm used to.
Correct. It's
Okay.
at least like a level 1 compared to like the -3 you
It
were
would
at
stop
before.
the panic attack. It would
Exactly.
be like,
Yes.
okay,
Yes.
the source of all my abilities is still around. Cool.
Yes.
And then 6 seconds I blink out of it.
Okay. And you are back.
Okay, so from like how many feet? It's better over here. I can feel it again. Fly back.
I think
Okay.
I think everybody can see the halo on my head, because there is a halo. There's a glowing indigo halo that appears whenever I'm using the tech bots. I can feel Oria's relief from all the way over here before she even says anything. Weldor, have you seen this? And I use silent image because I don't know if this thing can reach through brainwaves and stuff, and I would not inflict this on anyone. I use silent image to kind of show the area that we were in with a focus on this crystal-looking entity with a giant yellow eye that is eating what looks like stars from outer space.
But it seems to be stronger here. Or the bad things are stronger in this area.
Area I'm quite familiar with. The entity that seems to be swallowing stars, though, that is mighty new. However, this affliction is at least one time ago. A bit familiar. Much smaller, though.
As you say this, there's a loud crashing noise from the window above. And all of a sudden, you see this large kind of limb that looks almost like a tree bursting out of the house. And that's where we're going to take a break.
Cool though.
Bitch.
Cool.
Bitch.
Cool.
I knew you were gonna do that shit, but bitch.
Fuck.
So
Damn.
we're going to take about 10-11 minute break, and we'll be back shortly with some more shenanigans and seeing what's going to happen with this group. So stay tuned, and we'll see you all in just a few minutes.
Pick up your gear and open your chests. Throw on your armor and head out on a quest. Hey, hey. It's a brand new day. On the South Coast, your allies will help with blades and bows and magic as well. Hey, hey. Heroes on their way. Fighting together against overwhelming odds. Fighting together in favor of multiple gods. Idle champions of the forgotten realms. Idle champions, adventure never ends. Idle champions, get your wallet there. Idle champions, you will say it again. Idle champions.
Easy to.
I'm bored.
We can go scream at the cat for another hour.
Nah, I'm tired of screaming at the cat.
Shut up with that! Be bored no more with 1985 games. Enjoy their vast variety of products and help bring your tabletop to a whole new level. With easy-to-use dungeon sticky notes. The deck of stories holds prompts and adventure hooks for any setting, and thousands of cutout game pieces with their dungeon craft.
You've come all this way for nothing, fool! The princess is mine! You'll never get away with this, Balakor!
Write everything down in your Hero Notes journal and start your adventure today! Visit the World Wide Web address 1985games.com and find many helpful products such as their Dungeon Craft series, battle maps, deck of stories, miniatures, dungeon notes, and now VHS dice. Again, that's 1985games.com.
It's almost like when you smell something baking in the kitchen. It's the identity of this cheesecake again. Okay.
Okay, so
it's just kind of slowly wafting up, and you
Basically-
see it has like a hole in it. The soul of the cheesecake has been hurt, essentially. That's what it's like.
Okay,
you just
so-
hurt the soul of the cheesecake.
like, I feel like what we have coming out of here is like the literal.
Liars.
The liars made it. None of the other things made it.
Booty butt cheeks.
Ew.
Booty butt.
What is
Ow.
happening?
Unhinged.
All right. So, welcome back, everybody. I hope you're able to get up, stretch, move about, all the things.
Alexa, turn light on.
If you are just joining us, we have had a really interesting first half where there was a little bit of lore happening with both spiritual magic being tested, as well as Aurea and Blackstone had a quick little sojourn into the Vale for a hot second to see how things were, take the weather down and report it back that, hey, this is not a fun time right where we're at. The group has made it to Anders, Thomas, and Gerald's farm. They were checking up on the dwarves' sister, Clara, and found it to be pretty dilapidated and not really looking that great. There were some discussions about what could be going on here, as well as some investigations. Blackstone and Aurea came face to face with Aurea saw a black hole. Blackstone saw this giant eye, which immediately seemed to have pushed them out of the Vale and was doing some havoc in there. They've arrived back, and just as the party is about to presumably split, there was a loud crashing noise from up above, and these tree-like limbs started to come out of the window. Yes, fair.
Iris, wait, are you finished with your recap?
Yeah.
Oh no, it's nothing that.
Oh, I'm scared.
I have an announcement to make.
Oh, go ahead.
We have a Sparky now.
We do.
He's so cute.
You're scared.
Thank you, Fluffy. No, I don't think she's in chat right now, but thank you, Fluffy, for giving me a Sparky.
Yay! We love that.
Okay, that's it.
No, that's totally. Listen, interrupt away. This is your channel. I'm just on it. So.
It is still currently. We are unsure if Jordan can come to the coop.
That's odd. Well, one of my secrets was given away with literally the timing of it. So, okay. So, let us get back into this. There's a crash from above. All of you see these two large limbs. They look like trees for a moment until all of you see they have kind of like these hooks at the end of them. Coming out of now, the window has been wrecked. This whole front section of this house has been blown off. You now see that this large creature is kind of moving around. It has these barbed legs, 6 smaller legs, a large kind of backing, and you see what appears to be a dwarven woman who is weeping. Blonde hair is almost like her head is stuck on this praying mantis kind of type body. There are these large crystals that are acting as wings as this thing steps out. I need everybody to roll initiative.
Fireball.
Ooh.
Counter spell.
Yeah.
Banishment.
Even with advantage, you roll really low.
All right, who rolled 20 to 25?
Wow.
Cool.
Wow.
Hold on for a second. Yep, not me. Okay, I had to check.
15 to 20.
19.
17.
Not gonna lie, my first roll I lost the dice, so I'm now go back to digital dice. So my second initiative was 19.
Okay. All right. 10 to 15.
11.
13.
Blackstone, what'd you get?
17. I was in the
Oh,
queue with
yeah,
Aurea.
sorry. And then Weldor.
6
6.
with advantage.
Oh,
5 plus 1.
Honey, I'm
The other one was a
sorry.
2.
I'm so sorry.
Hey, I'm the cleric. This is totally
It
fine.
checks out. Okay. All right.
Like Trickfoot, I got you, fam. I know the drill.
All right. So, the creature is going to use part of its movement to kind of jump down from the top of the house down. It is going to immediately take 2 attacks on Toby and Weldor because you were the closest to the door.
Yeah,
That
makes
sounds
sense.
about right.
27 for Waldor.
Yeah, that hits, definitely.
Okay. And Toby 21.
Miss. No,
Okay.
just hits.
Okay. Okay. It starts swinging with its arms, the barbs kind of digging into both of your shoulders for a hot moment. I need both of you to make a Constitution savings throw, please.
Son of a...
Oh, yeah, great. Oh, thank God. Okay.
Oh, good. I'm gonna use my inspiration then.
Okay.
22 for me.
22. Okay.
18.
18. So, from the force of the pincers, both of you will take 12 points of piercing damage. Both of you will also take 9 points of spirit damage.
Do you want this game over?
I
You know, if you wanted to stop
don't
it,
like
we
this
could
game.
have just
I'm
quit. Like,
sorry.
we didn't have to keep.
I'm sorry, I rolled high.
You
I'm sorry.
didn't have to kill us to end the game.
I
not
would
trying
like to
to-
just go ahead and put the appeals process in place
You
for
know-
D&D court.
You know,
Oh,
Sin,
fuck.
I see, as someone that has not sent Jordan to D&D court and also understands and knows how many times that she's been sent there, I understand the other side now very well.
There you
Welcome
go.
to. Sorry. See, here's the thing: you were too busy cackling on the other side before Duval, and now you have to suffer with us.
So true.
The tables have turned.
How the
Okay.
turntable.
And it's your
That-
fault, Jordan, because you invited me to this.
It quickly rips the its arms out of your shoulders. Both of you, like seeing that spurt of blood. The rest of you see, as well as Weldor and Toby. What are the color of your souls?
Deal.
Green.
Teal and green. What kind of green, Weldor?
Forest green.
Forest green. Can you
Yeah.
check your Zoom volume, by the way? I think
Yep.
it did the thing. Okay.
Yeah, because we were yelling, that's why.
Yep. That's valid.
There we go.
So, you see the spurt of blood, and where the wings of this praying mantis is, you see teal going into the right, and you see green going into the left.
Okay.
That's it for its turn. Aurea, you were up. Blackstone on deck. Deodora, you're after.
Well, I'm gonna fly straight towards its head.
Go for it.
And hit it a whole bunch of times.
Do it.
Quarterstaff attack 1.
Okay.
14.
Misses. It kind of parries away your quarterstaff.
Quarterstaff 2. 15.
Misses. Again, parries it away.
Flurry of blows.
Okay.
I guess that's the second time I've done this. I'll punch it a bunch now.
Okay.
Can't believe you've done this.
Are you fucking kidding?
Oh
11.
my God.
Go
I'm
ahead
not even
and-
saying the
you
numbers
should have
anymore. I'm just
another
gonna-
stacked inspiration if you would like to use that now.
I
You
have
can.
8 of them right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Jesus.
Well,
Yep.
it's up to you.
And then a 17.
17 just hits.
Did you change it to make me feel better?
No, I didn't. I will be honest. No, I didn't. No, 17
Ooh,
just hits.
10 points of damage. And you know what? Stunning strike.
All right.
I love that for you.
Let's do it.
DC 13 con save from you. Because this has got really bad con, right? It's got a negative 10 con.
Yeah, it's oh shit. Yeah.
So I rolled a 2. It got +9. So
It's
it works.
stunned!
It is stunned for the moment.
And then I poof.
Poof.
Do I poof? Let's see if I poof. I poof. Wait, no. Is it above a... What's it? What do I poof on?
I thought it was 15 and 20, but I could be wrong.
For blink.
Okay, it's 11 on higher, so I don't blink out.
Okay.
You see me try to blink out, and I just kind of fuzz in and fuzz back in.
Okay. So you do quarter staff, it parries. Quarter staff to the left, it parries again. You just are like, fuck it. Hit it. And you can feel your palm connecting with this kind of skeletal kind of bone structure that's around, presumably, Clara. And you can see that there's this indentation as you go to punch again, and all of a sudden it's like when you were up against the basilisk, as you see this thing freeze up, unable to completely block out that flurry of blows to stunning strike them. Fantastic job. Okay. Blackstone, you are up. Deodora, you're on deck, then Toby.
Okay, looking at this creature, which I guess is stunned for the current moment or what
Correct.
have you. I have a science I want to do, but I'll do it later. So
Okay.
I have 4 arrows left. I would like to use one of these spirit arrows
Okay.
on this creature.
Go ahead.
Right. Oop, that's the wrong dice for that.
Yes, it would have advantage. Everybody else will have advantage on making attacks because it is stunned.
Oh, okay. I will roll that and see what happens.
And yeah,
Okay.
you're right. It's until the end of my turn, so
Yep.
it's gonna be stunned for everyone.
Yep.
Oh, in that case, let me. Okay, so first thing, that is a 21 to hit.
21 does hit. Sorry, I was reading. I love everybody's keeping track of stuff. It's helping me, so I appreciate that. Yes, 21 does hit. And you're doing it with your arrow?
With the spirit arrow.
Okay.
But also, advantage means I get sneak attack dice.
You do.
Okay. So I have no idea how much damage a spirit arrow does.
It does
guess
a
it's like
regular
normal.
plus your spirit bonus, which would be, I believe, 4. So you would add 4.
Okay. Are you kidding me? That's rude. Okay, so that is 13 plus 4, so 17 damage with that arrow.
17 damage. And where are you aiming?
What part of the creature is visible? Because I'm going to aim for whatever part of it is, like, anything that looks like either like an eye or a vital organ.
Okay.
Is
The
what I'm aiming
entire
for.
creature is visible, save for the head. It looks like literally Clara's head is on this creature. Like she has become part of this creature.
Okay.
So no other vital organs are out. It is Clara's face and she is crying. It's kind of wearing that kind of skeleton exo armor around it. But I mean, a 21 hits, so wherever you are aiming, it will hit. It will do some damage.
I don't know how to tell from here if Clara is alive or dead. So
That's up to you if you want to use a bonus action then to check real quick and how you would check that.
you know something, I think I will. And what
Okay.
I'm going to do is when the arrow hits, I'm going to see what the response is. I'm going to aim for something that's not Clara for the moment.
Sure.
So like somewhere else on its body.
I imagine you're
that-
going to go for one of its pincers that either got Toby or Weldor, because it's still, like, you're trying to prevent it, especially now that it's frozen. Okay, go ahead and make either a spirit, a survival, or a medicine check.
Spirit, survival, or medicine. You know what? Let's go ahead and slide out one of those inspiration dice real quick. Much better. So that is an 18 spirit check.
18. The arrow connects with this creature, and you can feel the overpowering sense that death is present here, but it's not being pulled into where Aurea has been mentioning before. Clara's life force is like a candle, one that is burning out quickly. And you, in that moment, as you're kind of connecting and focusing your spirit arrow, connecting with the beast and with Clara, you see her hovering over the open flame, trying to keep it lit. But it's kind of just above the water of not even darkness, because darkness is not inherently evil. It's barely hanging on from the void below. She's alive, but barely.
Okay. So, what I'm going to say to the party is, she's in there and fighting as best she can. And I think I just used the bonus action for that, so that's going to be my turn.
Okay. Deodora, it's your turn. Toby, you're on deck. Then it's Weldor.
Okay, I think I'm just going to attack the claw.
Okay.
That attacked. Was it 2 claws or just 1 claw that got Toby and Weldor?
1 claw got Toby, the other got Weldor.
Okay, it doesn't matter. I'll just attack one of them.
Blackstone having a moment of realization. Sorry.
It's okay.
You go first.
I was just gonna say I crit.
Okay, there you go.
But go ahead while I have to do math. So.
I was going to say. Kind of like having a moment of realization is the fight with Sam.
Kind of.
And I think Toby, Deodora, and Oria would know what that means.
That's gonna be 26 damage on the first attack.
Okay. And you're using this with your sword?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, let's say my maul. It's a claw, right?
Okay, yeah.
Is it like? Does it have like a? It's like a carapace, almost like a shell.
Yeah, the whole thing. I mean, it's very much looks like a praying mantis, which has the kind of outer shell and then the barbed hooks.
Okay.
So yes, you can easily do that.
Yeah, let's do my maul. It's the same amount of damage.
Sure.
So, and then does a dirty 20 hit?
Dirty 20 does hit.
Okay. Oh, okay. 9 plus 4. 13 more damage.
Okay. You can see as your maul is hitting, because I'm imagining you're hitting the same one and not moving in between.
Yeah.
Correct. Okay. You can see that the exoskeleton that's housing where this arm is starting to break and shatter, almost like panes of glass. You can see it is still holding up, but it is taking the damage that you were dealing.
And just based on what like Blackstone said, that she's fighting, and what Blackstone saw, we didn't get the sense that like we are also harming her when we are attacking this creature.
Correct.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Yep.
I mean, I guess I'll just action surge, to be honest.
Go for it.
Why not?
It's the perfect time to do it.
Yeah.
That's a 27 hit.
Yeah, that hits.
And then let me just do my second attack, and that's another 27 hit.
That hits.
Great. Or 26. I can do math.
That still hits.
24 more damage.
Okay. The barbed kind of arm that you were desecrating, you hear this kind of slight crackling noise, like fire on wood's on a fire, and the barbed hook comes off, falls to the ground, and you see starts to turn into this kind of sludge. It's not exactly mud. It's this gray kind of ichor. This thing, if it could move, would be yelling, but it is frozen solid where it's at. You've decimated it. Amazing job, Deodora. Anything else you wish to do?
No, I did my bonus action and all that, so...
Okay.
Or whatever.
Not bad.
No, I didn't do my bonus action, but I'm good for now.
Okay. All right, Toby. It is your turn, and then Weldor, you're on deck. Then it's the dwarves. Then we're back up at the top.
All right. So Toby's pissed that this creature attacked his friends and is going after this person. And I'm just saying, all right, now I'm mad. Now you're gonna get the beast, or should I say, beast? And I'm gonna cast Conjure Animals. So I'm gonna summon 8 wolves.
Ooh, okay.
From I just throw into the air 8 leaves, and from each they become bigger, and they're like sort of a portal.
Sure.
And from they become bigger, and from each of the leaves comes out like a wolf that looks very fey nature.
Yeah, I love that.
So it says here that I gotta roll initiative for them. Do you want me to use my initiative so they can go on my turn?
I'm gonna have them go on your turn.
Okay.
Just for
All
ease.
Right. So I'm right there in like range with this creature, right? Like, okay. So all the wolves are gonna attack this creature, whatever it is, and they all have advantage because of pack tactics.
But also because of the stun, yes.
So there's double advantage with that.
Yeah.
So each of the wolves are gonna attack this creature, and just for the sake of brevity, I already rolled everything. They all rolled above. The lowest was 20.
Yeah,
to
they
hit.
all hit.
Okay. Excellent. So each of the wolves are gonna attack, and I rolled everything together, and it's 64 piercing damage to this creature.
Okay. I imagine as this is happening, you're kind of focusing in. The wolves are coming in from either side, going for the legs, starting to pull this thing. So it's starting to be stretched out, doing a ton of damage. You, again, also see that kind of grayish ichor dripping onto the ground. You see 2 of the kind of legs that it's been standing on pop off as this is happening. Fantastic. Yep. Anything else you wish to do, Toby?
And as a bonus action, I just pull my chest open, and I transform into an owlbear.
Hey, let's go!
Oh my god, do you do the Superman rip?
Oh hell yeah!
That's hot.
But instead of the S, like just feathers appear.
Yeah, just feathers. Yeah. Okay, but like, let's set the scene because this is a tiny little gnome.
Yeah, pretty much. So you just see this tiny gnome rip open his chest and comes out like this big ass owlbear into prey and starts growling and hoot bear or whatever it is.
Sure. I love it.
But yeah, that's gonna be in my turn because I can't attack because I use my action, right?
Correct.
Okay, so that's my turn.
All right, Weldor, you are up. Then it's the dwarves, the creature, and then Aurea, you are on deck.
So recoiling from the strike against him, he sort of like kind of pivots, grabs his owlbear holy symbol, and holds it out, and closes his eyes and says, her name is Clara, right?
Yeah.
Did I have that right? And just kind of whispers, now that was not nice, but we're not here for you. We're here to see Clara. I believe that perhaps you and your dwarven brothers and I should have some tea. But I'm going to need you to calm the hell down first. And I'm going to cast Calm Emotions.
Okay.
To make a charisma saving throw.
And are you casting this on the creature or are you casting this on Clara?
I've been debating that.
Yeah. The important question.
I'm gonna cast it on because you said that there's a visible like tears and stuff. Yeah.
But I will say this to give perspective because you would have a clear view. It's one of those instances where you can see the tears are there, but there's no recognition that she is seeing anything that's happening. She is not aware of anything that is happening, minus the fact that she is in pain.
Got it. Let's cast it on her.
Okay.
Let's see what that does.
All right. And what's the save?
18.
She does not succeed.
So, it gives me either one of two options.
Okay.
Either I can suppress an effect causing a target to be charmed or frightened. Alternately, I can make a target indifferent about creatures of my choice.
Sure.
Being that it is, I'm gonna make a gamble here,
Okay.
considering she's likely on death's door that she's probably frightened. So I'm going to attempt to, if there's an existing effect there, I'm going to attempt to suppress it.
Okay. In that moment, as you cast Calm Emotions, even though her eyes are not necessarily seeing you in the battle that's happening, or what's even happened to her, it's like you're transported for a split second, and you see her hovering over that flame. And it's out of desperation of trying to keep it alive. And you see, instead of the fear, the fight to survive, the fear of death and what could be happening, it's almost like a mantle settles around her. And you see to the side, as she's hovering over the flame, there's a small teacup. Which you do see she is hovering over it and taking the sip, feeling rejuvenated in that moment. And then
Cool.
you flash back to yourself.
And then, almost like reaching out like a hand in his mind to join in that tea occasion. All while there's another claw to deal with. Let's see.
Yeah, this thing has one claw remaining, just so everyone knows. One claw remaining, and it has 4 of its legs remaining. 2 of them were ripped off by the wolves.
Okay, cool. I'm looking at the wrong person's character sheet. Claire's gotta look at hit points, everybody. I think that is gonna be it for now. But he'll just kind of move up and kind of get into a position that everyone is within 30 feet of him.
Okay. Can easily do that, especially since it still cannot move. So, yes, you can easily do that. The dwarves during this time have been running around. You've heard movement from the barn, and one of them does come out with a pitchfork. Gerald's holding the pitchfork. You see Anders.
Can I say with my bonus action, that? I'm so glad you brought that up, because it's don't worry, I got her.
You sure? Okay. Well, we'll stay back here then and out of the way. But you can see there's a look. Why don't you make a persuasion roll, actually?
Sure.
See how
not
well
good
they
at
will take
those.
that.
Yeah, terrible. 9.
9. Okay. There's a sense of doubt that kind of enters into their kind of space, and you see them falter as they're stepping forward. They'll still step forward, but you see that they're still hanging back. Haven't done anything yet.
Got it.
This creature, does it get to roll anything to see if it gets out or no? Okay. Cool. Then I'll use one of its other options that it can do. So,
I think if it's stunned, it can't do shit.
it can't move, but it's been hitting all of you with spiritual energy as well.
Oh.
Is that an action or a reaction to do that?
It would be a action to do it, but it doesn't involve movement. Can it do it or no? This is where it gets tricky.
Yeah, a stunned creature is incapacitated. It can't move.
Okay, then no biggie. Then it won't do anything.
Yeah.
Can't
Sorry.
take
Can't
actions
speak.
or reactions
Okay,
if
cool.
it's incapacitated.
Yep. Sorry about that, April. I thought maybe it could do a thing. Oh, she can't hear. Okay.
She can't hear. She's having audio or microphone issues, I think. No? Okay.
Oh no, mouse issues.
Weird.
Got it. Okay. I thought it could maybe do something. It can't.
It can't
so
do shit.
No big deal.
Eat a dick.
In which case, it's Gloria's turn. So she's gonna punch it, from what I'm gathering.
This is the best.
I think
Welcome to
actually the
miming.
person. Oh no!
No, I think.
I know she's unplugging and I think coming back.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Oh, okay.
Now's an
think
amazing
the
time. If
person-
you want to see more shenanigans. Oh no, we did lose her. Okay. Well.
All good.
Okay. Now is an amazing time. If you haven't checked out, if we go to all these overlays, they're all messed up. That's fine. You know what? Everybody else is on the screen though, so it's all good.
That's fine.
You know what? Now's an amazing time. If you like what we're doing, please go check out our Patreon. We had both April and Robo announce some goals if we hit those thresholds. And Duval and I are working on some stuff for behind the scenes for Weldor.
Yeah,
which will
BBG
be
stuff.
neat. Some fun.
Don't
That's
tell
true.
She's not
I
here
know,
right
right?
now, so you could
Yep.
reveal everything right
I
now.
can just
She's
reveal
not
it.
here.
So, it's all good. Okay. This is what we'll do. I'm going to continue, and whenever April comes back, that's where we'll just go.
No turn. Yep, sure.
I'm assuming she's gonna do punches, but whether that, and I'm assuming it'll most likely hit, because it's fucking prone. But I do believe it gets to try to save at the end of Oria's turn. So.
No, it just comes out of it.
Oh, it comes out of it? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Thank you.
It's just stunned until the end of her until the end of this turn.
Okay.
for her, and then it comes
Yeah.
out. Is it prone? Did the wolves not get prone?
It didn't knock
Or you meant just
prone,
meant,
no.
you just meant incapacitated? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, here she comes.
But typically, the stunning effect doesn't make it automatically prone. Just as a heads
No,
up. But up to
that's
you.
why I was asking, because I wasn't
Yep.
sure if like something else had happened in addition to it being.
No,
Yeah,
it just had
exactly.
some of its legs. That's a valid question. Thank you all too. Rules are difficult and all that. So, April, are you back? Nope.
You can't hear you, boo boo. You're muted.
Not
muted.
assuming you're not.
Oh Lord.
The music for this is really
I
funny.
know, I was gonna say it's
Yeah, it sounds like a cartoon.
It really does. Like
How
it's very
about
low tune.
now?
Yes. Back.
Apparently, just keep unplugging things and plugging them back in enough. Something works.
Yay.
Sorry about that,
Hey,
everyone.
it's
send
all
her the fucking
good.
computer.
It is all good.
In good
April-
news, my new computer will be here on Monday.
Yay!
Oh yay!
Well,
In
no,
bad
this-
news, you missed it. Duval revealed all of his nefarious plans while you were off.
That's
So,
right.
it is
Fun
your
secret,
turn, April.
Because my computer's so bad, I now run everything from my tablet, so I know that.
Hey, let's go!
It is your turn, April.
No regrets.
Hold on, I'm trying to get back into
Nope, you were
the
good, you're good.
CC for everyone.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
valid. I'm gonna
And that is the
quickly
wrong
adjust
mic.
things because everything moved and it's all good.
Yeah.
So sorry.
No,
Just
no, no.
A
It's
couple
not your
more
fault.
days and we shouldn't have this problem anymore.
Yeah.
It's all good. It happens. We roll with it. It's all good.
I'm gonna mute that. real quick,
You
sorry.
got it.
Okay, I'm back. Hello, everyone. I would like
Hi.
to punch things.
Go
Yeah,
have
we
fun.
figured.
Yeah, we figured as much. So it's all
I don't
good.
have a lot of moves, but I have this one.
I got this one move. It's crazy.
Wait,
Bad.
but I get
well,
to do
There you go.
amazing.
Bad word.
still.
Duo.
It was a line from a thing.
I know. Still bad. No.
15 for the first one.
Okay. You would get advantage because it's. still
That is
stunned.
with advantage. That's
Nope,
with
that
advantage.
misses.
Don't worry about it. That's with okay. I'll do it again.
Okay.
Oh my god, ironically, my fucking mouse just died. That's so funny.
Lord.
28 with a natural 20.
Yeah, that hits. Heck yes.
Oh, so that's quarterstaff, so it's full damage plus the roll, right?
Mm-hmm.
$21 points of damage.
Okay.
Bonus action, flurry of blows.
Okay.
Get to roll that with advantage too. Doo, doo. $21?
Damage or to hit?
21 damage. Or to hit.
That hits.
Okay, and then I'll roll my other one before I roll damage. 19 to hit.
19 hits.
Okay. So it takes another 11 points of damage.
Okay.
4 points of damage.
Okay.
And I'm gonna stunning strike it again, which you have to roll at disadvantage.
Okay. It's another fucking 12. God damn it.
And you're frozen still.
Monks, baby.
Fucking monks.
Monks, literally monks,
Fucking
baby.
monks. God damn it. Okay.
I still got key points left, bitches, too.
Let's go.
Oh, and I guess I poof, which actually might kill me. So let's not go.
This is the one time you're hoping to not poof.
Right? 13, so I poof.
Okay. You find yourself in an even more different spot. Every time you've poofed, you've realized you've been popping into a different area of the pocket dimension that you're in. And at this point, you can see the black hole, but it's several miles away, probably about 10. So it's a little bit more away. You can still feel her. You can feel her.
The girl, the person we're trying to save. Clara?
You're trying to feel Clara?
Yeah. If I pop right next to her, can I see her next to me?
She's not next to you. Why don't you roll a spirit check for me real quick?
Is it still +4 or is it lower now that
It
it's
is still +4. Just because you've lost spirit points, that doesn't change.
14.
14. So, you're kind of looking around, taking in everything around you. The black hole. And you can see more of those falling stars. One of those falling stars, which is kind of lighting up and then dimming every so often. It changes, so instead of an orb, you see a young dwarven woman, blonde hair, in spectral form, being pulled into that darkness, into that black hole void. So you do see her, but she's currently caught, and she's like at this point she is several miles away from you.
I know I probably can't do it now, but I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do.
Sure.
Because when I pop back, I get to pop back 5 feet from wherever I was.
Yes,
I'm going to try to grab hold of her spirit and try to pop her back to her body.
Okay. I see what you're doing. She's too far away. She's several miles.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, she's
never
you
mind.
See her kind of. She's like the falling star in the distance.
I was hoping that if I poofed away next to her, I could grab her.
No, that's
never
brilliant though. That would have been really cool. Sorry. It was
Then I'll
really
just
cool,
be in this
April.
void going, the fuck!
Sure. Okay. Everybody still has advantage on this thing because it's still fucking sunned. I'm so proud of you, but I'm also so mad because I literally can't do anything.
Monks, dude.
Remember how you
Monks,
walked in this
dude.
fight trying to TPK us with your first move?
I wasn't trying
And
to
then
TPK.
we were like, nah.
It's on you, Jordan.
Damn
It's
it.
on
All right,
you.
Blackstone, you're up.
I see that the D&D court has received my appeal and responded.
Judgment.
Okay,
You're
that is
lucky I
a
love y'all so
19 to
much.
hit.
I'm sorry, what was that, Blackstone?
That is a 19.
19. That does hit.
Okay, here we go with arrow number 2. I'll put that over there.
Fluffy, I wasn't
And-
trying to TPK. Stop.
Fluffy's our lawyer, actually.
Jordan does nothing but lie today.
Yeah.
What?
You lying liar.
I'm holding up the blink dot so Fluffy can see.
I quit.
Okay, that is another. I see that like Weldor is also doing things.
Sure.
So, more spirit arrow shenanigans.
Okay.
This is arrow number 2 of 4,
All right.
and that is a total of 23 damage.
All right. Sinks into the opposite kind of shoulder from where you hit the first time. And you can see now this.
I think you said there were cracks in the armor that were happening, right?
Yeah, they're starting to happen. A lot of where the cracks were happening currently, the limbs have already been torn off. So. Wow, Fluffy, stop!
That's also a shirt?
No. So no, where the impacts have largely been happening, lot of the kind of legs and arms of this creature have been being pulled off. There are some cracks in the system, especially now that Aurea has been making a punching bag out of this thing. So yes, there are some cracks that easily your arrow finds purchase, and you see more of this kind of black ichor falling to the ground. It is still up. It is, by all intentions, bloodied, but it is still up.
Wait, well, hold on. Do I have... I don't think you can take that as a bonus action. Otherwise, I was going to be like, I would like to dodge.
Yes, you can
Yeah,
because you're
that's-
a rogue.
Yeah, because you're
Yeah,
a rogue.
rogues can do that.
bonus.
Then.
Okay, in that case, bonus action dodge.
There you go.
Road to life.
All right. Deodora, you are up. Toby on deck, then Weldor.
Okay, question.
Sure.
So Clara is like up at like where the head is of this creature.
She is the head.
She is the head. Does it seem like it's like her head is out, but like her body's like inside of this thing? Like it's consuming her?
Do perception check. Just because this thing, up until it got stunned 2 times in a row, was maneuvering its head and body around a bit, so it's a little harder to tell.
Yeah.
It was dancing.
Perception is 14.
It looks like possibly her body could be in there. It's a little
Okay.
hard to tell.
Okay, well, as my bonus action, I'm going to shift.
Okay.
And I'll do my temp HP later.
Okay.
And then what I want to do is link up to where the head is.
Okay.
And then just maybe get a better assessment from there. And then if it looks like she is sort of just being consumed by this thing, and if there's like a way to carve her out, I want to try to do that.
Okay.
Another question.
Sure.
Could I imbue my sword with spirit, whatever, energy to try to make it easier for me to carve her out without harming her?
You can certainly try. How would you be
Okay.
extending your spirit to the blade?
Literally just like thinking about my sword because I'll use my sword as like an extension of myself. So like kind of pulsing my energy through the hilt up into the blade.
Okay. What color does the blade shine as your spirit imbues, and how many spirit points are you wagering?
Me trying to remember what I said. I think I said it's kind of like a deep, like a forest green with striations of pink throughout it. I think is what I said. I could be wrong.
Well, think of it this way.
I think I'm wrong.
No, I wouldn't say you're wrong. Spirit can change depending upon your mood, depending on how you are. So,
Okay.
I
Well,
think
in
that's
this-
fine.
In this case, though, then because of just everything happening, I think it would be like a deep, vibrant red.
Okay. All right.
Because it's like passion and protection and things like that.
All right.
Like,
And how
kind
many
of
spirit points are you wagering?
I will wager. I'll wager 10.
10. Okay. All right. So you'll-
Do I need a roll for that, or?
you will not need to roll. Just make sure you mark that on your sheet that you've subtracted 10 of the spirit points from your counter.
Yep. I'm
And
good.
you can go ahead and add plus 10 spirit damage to your blade.
Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and attack then.
Okay.
That is a 22 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, I'll do my second attack. And that's an 18 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. Plus, so 17, and then plus 20 for my spirit, right? For each attack it would be plus 10.
Yes.
Okay. I forgot my math again. So 20 plus that's 26, 28, 29 plus 8. 29 plus 20, 37.
So, we have a rare thing happening here, where the hit points of this creature are still plentiful. However, you have just sundered out the spirit points of this creature. You had the exact number you needed If it hadn't even been a point less, this creature would still be standing. What does it look like as you are carving this thing up?
Go.
It's just like my sword, like anybody who's like in tune with the spirit, like energy and whatnot right now can see it. Like, it looks like my sword is on fire, basically, as I sort of like carefully look to see where Clara and the beast are sort of entwined, and then like just like almost like a turkey, but like a little bit more crude. I just like shove my blade and just start like trying to like hack away around her to try to like get her out of there. And yeah, just very intense like look on my face, sort of just like very determined, not paying attention to much else, and like if there's like ichor or whatever, like maybe splashing up, like I don't even care. I'm just like trying to get her out of there.
Okay. You see the creature in front of you, or in this literally directly in front of you, Theodora, falling to the ground, and as you're carving, you do see Clara's body is in there. The crystal wings, the gems that I told you about that have been kind of protruding out of the mantis. The source isn't coming from the mantis. Those crystals are kind of formed out of Clara's back, outwards. They dim slightly, but they still have a green and teal tinge to them. As this creature falls to the side, Clara, unconscious, also falls to the side.
I'll catch her to make sure she doesn't like get harmed.
Okay. You are out of initiative.
Okay. I'll catch her and then I'll like just sort of climb down this body.
Okay.
Like, and just lay her gently on the ground, like outside of the house.
You say the body, as it's fallen to the ground, the sludge has kind of started to overtake. Sorry, I saw that, April, and I felt that for you. Has overtaken the creature, and immediately the smell of acid starts to fill the air as it's kind of singeing the ground around all of you. It's overwhelming.
I guess I sludge board down instead of climbing.
She is unconscious. The rest of the farm is still the same as it was.
And I apologize if it's a little low, but because I'm charging my mouse at the same time, so we'll just have to so bear with me. As Theodora sort of catches and brings down Clara, Waldor will clasp his hands and attempt, given the situation, we'll see how it goes. Ashura, let's see if we can help out a little bit. And there is a small sort of like fume around him, and what emanates from him is the 30-foot radius is the sounds of birds and flora and fauna. And he's going to cast or use a channel divinity called Preserve Life, which typically allows me to assign up to 35 hit points and spread out throughout. We'll see how that manifests, though, given the situation.
The healing does take.
All right.
And you get the full healing.
Okay.
As the crystals seemingly are kind of overwhelmed with what just happened and unable to process everything.
All right. I think it's just me, so Ori's hurt as well. Oh, no, well, not physically hurt, right? So it's just me, Blackstone, and Toby, right?
Correct. I'll say this as well, though, because Weldor, you would have felt it immediately. The crystals have shifted their attention from around. They're focusing on Clara. Clara is starting to fade.
Okay. So first things first. Both myself, Toby, and Blackstone get 12 hit points back. So I'm back to full. And of course, no problem. And I'll walk over to where Clara is, and immediately cast Spare the Dying.
Okay.
I would like to go help Weldor.
Okay. How are you helping Weldor?
The way that I want to help Weldor is probably going to cost extra spirit points, but it's going to be worth it, I think.
Okay.
Hey, Weldor. I would like to try something that I used to help a friend at a different time. I want to see if we can help Clara kind of fight off what is happening on the inside, because these things tend to have an internal thing happening and an external thing that happens. I saw her hovered over a candle. Perhaps we can help her fan the flame somehow.
I did as well. Perhaps we've bought enough time. Because Spare the Dying typically makes a living creature at 0 hit points stable. So, unless she's undead or a construct, then that would be really fun. Her entire body begins to glow with that green, familiar sort of green energy that's emanating from him. With Blackstone's additional assistance, we'll see what happens. I'll cast Lesser Restoration on her.
Okay. Lesser Restoration. You feel the power leaving your palms. Nothing happens. Yes, Theodora.
The crystal wings, they're still attached to her?
Yeah, it's not necessarily wings now. They've shifted in size. So it's almost now like stone is sticking out of her back, where, I mean, in travels you've seen angelic or celestial or winged creatures having those kind of things that reach out behind. These are kind of just like, almost like Deidre's design, where there's these stones that are kind of sticking out of her. They're glowing faintly.
Can I do some kind of check to see, if I cut them off?
Sure.
Will it bring harm to her?
Sure. Would that be a survival or medicine? One of those?
Sure.
I'm going to call Anders over while this is happening.
Right.
I'll do survival.
And it's getting dark, right?
Yeah.
I'll cast light.
Okay.
That's 22 for survival.
Okay. It's gonna do some damage. However, I mean, because of Weldor Spare the Dying, she's gonna be okay. For at least that bit. It's gonna cause her a bit of pain. But there's certainly, from what you can tell, nothing that would be wrong by taking those stones out. The crystals.
I mean, as far as I know, these crystals are bringing her harm, and she's fine now, but
Correct.
She might not be fine. So yeah, I would like to, I saw my sword, it still has the spirit energy in it. I just want to cut these things off of her.
Okay. Alright. She's prone. I'm not gonna make you roll.
Okay.
Because we'll say, for the sake of brevity, you are able to carve those stones out of her. She thankfully is unconscious, so she is not You sense that Spare the Dying is also sparing her from a lot of the pain that she's currently feeling.
With calm emotions still up, what do I?
Been still in play, yeah. Yep. So you now have in front of you, they're about 2 feet in terms of their width by about a foot in terms of like the you know what I'm trying to say. 2 feet in terms of the length, one hand in front of in terms of the width. Stones. Basically miniaturized versions of what you all encountered in Lyros. But not by much. They're still pretty large and pretty lethal.
And Waldo will look at Deodora and say, thank you for being careful. Let's try this again. And he's going to cast Lesser Restoration again, this time with 10 spirit points attached to it.
Okay.
Before you do that, Welder, is she still alive?
Yes, but barely.
Do you want me to help with that?
What did you have in mind?
I can also do that, if you allow me to.
Any little bit helps.
So I'm gonna help with another Lesser Restoration. Mine with no spirits because I don't know Welder is doing spirit stuff. So I just cast Lesser Restoration too.
Okay. And as this is happening too, because I just got the ping.
Thank you.
Blackstone, there was something you wanted to do.
I did. I'm going to look at Anders and go, this is probably going to take more effort to explain than we have time for. What I'm going to ask you is to I suppose the best way to describe it is to take the depths of your love and the most loving of your feelings for Clara and hold them close to you for a moment. We're going to use them to help Clara in this very difficult moment. After all, this is the part that you did come all the way out here for.
Sure. And he kind of steps forward, dropping his small kind of shovel that he had grabbed from the barn, and takes your hand.
While everybody's working on the Lesser Restoration and healing stuff, I'm going to try to jump into, I guess, the Ocean of First Hole at this point and see what's going on in there.
Okay, go ahead and make a spirit roll.
Okay.
And I like this kind of imagery of both Weldor and Toby are reaching out to her on a physical level, trying to make sure that she is anchored here. We have Blackstone and Anders that are trying to reach out to her on a spirit level to see.
That's a
14. Okay. You are unable to pull Anders, but you are able to appear within her mindscape. You're allowed to appear. Toby and Weldor are working on her. We also have Aurea is very carefully picking the wings. Are you wrapping in a specific thing, Aurea?
I'm just grabbing a blanket or something. I don't want these just out.
Sure.
I want them covered. Just any extra power they have in them.
Sure.
And as soon as they're wrapped up, take them farther away from her.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you
While
can
they're doing
easily
this
do
thing.
that. There's like a canvas from the barn that they've used to kind of cover one of their things that you're able to kind of wrap around it. And
Very
and carry
careful
this
not
way.
to touch it.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. All right.
I imagine Welder is putting his hands over Clara, and I put my tiny hands over your hands.
Oh my god. So cute.
He'll
I need art.
Yep, I need art.
the minute oh no, we lost it, April. The minute that happens, he will like kind of move them kind of about like 50-50 and clasp them and then bring them closer.
Okay.
Good.
And then we pan to Blackstone.
Summon Lynn, that's a spell I think somebody has.
Appearing within her spiritscape, so to speak.
I have a question, Jordan.
Sure.
Because I know that a Spare the Dying is happening, lesser restorations are happening, like everybody's pouring all of this like magical energy into stuff. What do things look like in here?
Right now you see what appears to be almost like the soul and body mending. You see droplets of memories hanging around that were broken and shifting from anger and fury to ones of love, moments of time where Gerald put paint in her hair and her being pissed off about it, to all of a sudden it shifting to Gerald bringing her a toy of a carved carriage. All of these things are happening, and you see a lot of what you've come to be familiar with, the hatred that these things seem to be feasting on, leaving her. Her spirit isn't rejuvenated, but it's not being bogged down by these negative emotions that were holding her in place. She seems startled by your entrance, and you do see behind her the symbol, but it's not a lit. Instead, it's dull on the stone carving that's behind her. And she just looks tired. She looks exhausted. But it is the exact same symbol that you've seen now several times.
Hello, Clara. I'm a friend of Anders.
Hi. Anders sent you?
Absolutely.
Okay, that's a little weird. Not you. I mean, you're different, but this is just weird, right?
Well, it certainly is a strange time.
Have you done this before?
I have. It seems that I will certainly not be doing it less.
What do I do from here?
Well, it looks like that flame of yours, well, as it seems, it's a pretty powerful one. It kept you going until your friends were able to get help and come back. And, well, here we are.
Yeah.
How did you, if you don't mind my asking, how did you end up here?
That's a good question. Last thing I remember was picking flowers. And you see in her mind, behind her, the wall kind of shifts. The stone moves away. She's by the river, near this kind of pasture between their land, the very outstretching of where Illipin's kind of region is, the Azura forest and the Genora wetlands meeting. And as she's picking wildflowers, irises, sunflowers, an interesting, you almost see in the memory, moment occurs where a pink flower catches her eye. It's not one that she's seen before. It's got white ends, bright purple kind of seed pods. You know how flowers usually are in the very center.
Mhm.
And the stem of it, instead of it being green, like most of the flowers around, it's a black and a purple. The image of her kind of skipping forward to touch it. And there's a moment of pain. And then everything fades to white.
Question to the DM.
Sure.
Does that stone look like kind of the place that whole thing took root in the first place?
No, the stone, it's kind of like how, because it shifted away with the memory. It's just kind of the anchor of what this thing did to her. It's not necessarily a marker of what started it all, but more so where she is currently. This thing is not lit, though, compared to how Greenwich is still lit up.
Well, I suppose part of the reason that I'm here is, well, there is the matter of, well, whatever that is. As I point to the stone.
Sure.
And also, we should probably, have you talking to your friends. I'm sure they would like to know that you are well, or at least as well as one could be after all of this.
I'd like that after I get some sleep.
You know, rest is pretty good.
I think that's what I need for right now.
Well, would you like me to sit here with you for a bit while you have a nap?
No. Can you pass the message along to everyone, though?
I can. And I would be happy to.
Sure. Her message is, and as she says it, you kind of feel your consciousness and spirit splitting, going back to where you were. And I'll message you what she says as we pan back to the rest of the group. Clara has, yes, Theodora.
Oh no, go, you do your description first.
Clara has calmed with you, Theodora. I imagine Sparky is kind of just licking her face every now and then, just kind of giving her little love-ins.
Yeah.
She just looks exhausted out of anything.
I'm obsessed.
Yeah, valid.
I'm obsessed. What I was gonna say is that, like, while all this is happening simultaneously with Weldor and Toby doing the lesser restoration and then Blackstone going in spiritually, I think Theodora would just want to do, like, help out with the healing by, like, maybe packing, like, the wounds in her back with, like, a poultice and just, like, wrapping her up and just making sure that, there's no chance of infection or anything.
Yeah.
That's, like, all she can really do to help it, like, for this, so.
I love that.
You say that's all that you can do, but that is probably also ensuring that she does not get sick further. So it's a big
Well,
help.
yeah, I meant more like, she can't do anything magical and she's not trying to delve into the spiritual, but her knowledge is from, like, nature and just, like, knowing what herbs will heal and what that will, like, stave off infection or anything like that. So that's what she's using, what knowledge that she has to help in her own way.
100%.
That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
No, I'm looking at everybody. I was not just looking at you, promise. All right. As Blackstone, you find yourself amongst the group. Weldor.
There is a level of frustration written on Wilder's face, but still like holding and almost at this point wondering if this is going to work, as like he sees Blackstone sort of check back in, if you will.
Why don't you go ahead and roll a history check for me, please?
Nope, 9.
Okay. All right.
Tunnel vision.
Yeah, you're too focused right now trying to, you know, it's one of those moments where you're caught between triaging of like helping Clara, but also making sure the rest of the group is good. But also making sure the scene is secure, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And as Theodore is putting the poultice together, you're a natural.
Huh? What do you mean?
Typically, in my day, I've had to redress those almost immediately. Good intentions, but lack of preparation. You might have saved Clara from defection here over the next couple days.
Oh. Well, you know, my family and I, we are nomadic. We travel around a lot, so we've learned about, you know, different herbs and whatnot that can help with these kinds of things over time.
And he kind of scans everybody. I used to be able to do this on my own pretty easily. I don't know if it's age or something else, but just know I appreciate it.
I don't think it has anything to do with age. I think that once you know what it's like to work with people instead of being by yourself, it just makes things easier. And why would you want to do things alone?
It's been some time. That's all. It's feels good to be relied on.
And it feels good to rely on other people. Like, you can't always do things by yourself.
You're not wrong.
By the way, all the ferocious puppies are now puppies. Run around.
Maria's on the ground with
God.
the puppies.
Sparky
Alright.
is
in heaven.
Sparky is absolutely playing with all
This
the
child
puppies.
matters no more. You guys got the healing. I'm playing with puppies. I'm bringing my own spirit score up.
Yep, max, double max.
I feel like playing with a puppy should like max out your total.
Yes.
Like a level 20 level spirit points at this point.
Yeah.
I would like to assist Weldor in his magical efforts. And the way that I would like to assist him is to encourage him by letting him know what I saw while I was visiting Clara.
Okay.
Mm.
I want you to know that your efforts are very effective. They managed to reach her all the way down in, well, I don't know how to describe where she is exactly, but it is a good place.
Nod. Letting the frustration sort of wash over him. I hope so, but I'm glad that you were able to find a way to confirm that for me. It does help.
Also, she says she apologizes for the inconvenience.
No inconvenience at all. Just another day in paradise. That was another metaphor. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
I kind of. Well, maybe for her, it is. Oh, that reminds me. She gave me a message to pass to everyone. So, I should do that. And I do.
Okay. As these messages of gratitude are being sent from Blackstone, originally from Clara, to all of you, the 3 moons lift higher into the sky as evening settles in. The smell of acid seemingly forgotten in this moment as you all check in on each other. And unsure of what this means, as well as what other mysteries are behind spirit power and its uses, as well as the uncertainty of what lies ahead as your eyes now shift to Vibrant. That is where we are going to end for today. Oof.
Oh.
Good job.
Group hug, everybody!
Group
That
hug.
was
we did
really
it.
good. I will say those stunning strikes, April.
Hell
Oh my God.
fucking yes.
you.
That changed the course
Fuck
of the
you
battle.
and your birthday.
Yeah, that
Monk shit.
changed.
AF.
Getting it twice in a row was just perfect.
Yeah,
Yes,
Yeah.
it was.
that
It's gonna do
changed
shit.
literally everything.
I've had a boss fight shut down quite like that, so I know the feels.
That's
What
alright.
boss fight?
It was all good.
Fair enough.
We will be back here next week for episode 24. We will be down at Blackstone though for the next 2 weeks.
But we'll be up a Sparky. It's
But
fine.
we'll be up at Sparky.
It's gonna be a
Yep,
Sparky
all
camp.
good.
It'll
Sparky Cam.
Sparky Cam.
But this has been a fantastic time, all of you. Thank you so much. Is there anything you wish to plug before we head on out of here?
Oh, I do want to plug something.
Yeah.
This is something that came to me during break, I think. But,
Sure.
In the spirit of this little blink dog, provided to me by Fluffy Snowfall, our amazing mod, you should check out Fluffy's podcast, You Will Be Missed. That's MIST. It is a Curse of Strahd podcast. Surprising nobody, because that is Fluffy's.
Yeah, that is
Modus
Fluffy.
operandi. Yep.
And it's a good podcast.
Yes, and you should check it out and support our lovely mod, who is always supportive of us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fluffy
that's
does
my plug.
so much, so please go support. And we have some new Patreon goals too, from both April and Robo. So I'll be updating and tweeting that out. But thank you all so much for today. I saw we had quite a number of new folks that joined us, so hopefully you enjoyed and you'll be back next week for more shenanigans.
Fucking better.
Yeah, it'll be a fun time. Hang on, because we're going to go ahead and raid. I believe Fawn is live, so we'll head on over there. So we'll do that. But thank you all, and from us here beyond the veil, we'll see you all next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, buttholes.